And once again, a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the RVA Sports Network and our game of the week. It's a Monday night edition live at Hanover High School, an absolutely picture-perfect night as there's softball to our right, lacrosse behind us, but our focus to the left, the number one ranked Hanover Hawks at 4-0, just taking the field, getting set to take on the 2-1 Wildcats of Deep Run. Interesting stretch of games coming up for these Hawks over the next 2.5 weeks. Deep Run tonight, a trip to Patrick Henry scheduled Friday night, weather permitting, in the first of 6 weeks of rivalry night games in Hanover County. A week from tonight, number 2 Mills Godwin scheduled to be here, and then over spring break, a trip down to Hickory and the 4A state runners-up from 2016, Liberty Christian, scheduled to be here at Hanover for a rematch of that 4A state final from last June. If you'll recall, it ended up being 13-12, Hanover winning and winning their third state title in 4 years. The rematch is April 13th, a Thursday night, and that'll be live here as well on the RVA Sports Network. But our attention now strictly on tonight's matchup as the left-hander Will Lopez finishes his warm-ups, and we get set for the top of the first inning. Can't update you as we have been on Twitter at both Hanover Sports and Henrico Sports. Fifth inning now at softball, and Hanover has a 3-2 lead over Deep Run. Boys JV lacrosse, final minutes behind us, the varsity match set for 7:30. Quickly set the offensive lineup for you for Deep Run. Batting first in left field, Nick Noonan. Mason Hardy is the catcher. He'll bat second. Eli Wiesner, the third baseman, will bat third. Lucas Carlisle, tonight's starting pitcher for the Wildcats, in the cleanup spot. Ben Lineberger in right. And then Jamari Baylor, the shortstop, batting sixth. Tyler Bratt, the first baseman, batting seventh. Designated hitter is Anthony Santori, batting eighth. And Boyd Sloan-White, the second baseman, bats ninth. Leadoff hitter Noonan comes into the batter's box. Lopez toes the rubber, and at just after 7 p.m., we are underway. First pitch fouled down the right field line, and it will hook out of play for strike one. Hanover, number one in the RVA Sports Network top 10 baseball poll. They were number one last week in the first poll of the season. And they stayed that way with a record of 4-0 coming into the game tonight. 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch ends there for strike two. Quickly 0-2, the count on Noonan. And the Wildcats coming in with a record of 2-1. Lost their opener to J.R. Tucker. Picked up 2 wins, including one over Patrick Henry last Wednesday night. 0-2 pitch is high. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here behind us tonight is not going to correspond necessarily with the action because you hear the lacrosse fans behind me in the football stadium stands. 1-2 pitch, grounded towards short. Dragum has it, fires to first, and Noonan's retired for the first out of the top of the first inning. So 1 out, nobody on, and that'll bring up the catcher, Mason Hardy. Just underway here at Hanover. We'd say temperature between 65 and 70. Some moments the wind is dead. Some moments it picks up a little bit. And when it does, it's blowing a bit in from center field. Hardy, ready. Lopez delivers. Strike one on the inside corner at the knees. Will, a junior and part of another talented group of pitchers that Hanover hangs their hat on year after year after year. And we've seen many go to the next level. The 0-1. Fastball low, and the count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The big name from 2 years ago, Derek Casey at the University of Virginia. Big name from last year, Gray Little, now at High Point University in the Big South Conference. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Lopez. Misses high, and Hardy's ahead in the count 2-1. With the third baseman Eli Wiesner on deck. Deep Run, both teams lost a lot to graduation last year. Deep Run more so than Hanover. They're a young team this season. 2-1 pitch. Misses at inside, and it's 3-1 as Hardy working the count. trying to become the first base runner of the night for the Wildcats. 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on, top 1, and the umpires ask for time. They're going to switch baseballs. Home plate umpire sends a new one to Lopez on the hill, and we'll get set for 3 and 1. Hardy back in the box, and we're ready. The 3-1 pitch. High for ball 4. And Mason Hardy becomes first base runner of the night, earning the 1-out walk. 1 out, 1 on for the third baseman, Eli Wiesner. Again, a lot of people, their eyebrows were raised a week ago Friday night when both these teams were in action, and Hanover survived a 3-2 8-inning thriller at James River. Lopez, taking a long time, now delivers. First pitch high, ball 1. Healthy lead for Hardy over at first. And deep runs opener that same Friday night a week or so back, losing in a 1-0 game to J.R. Tucker. Just a few eyebrows this season, both baseball and softball. Lopez back to first, and Hardy back in safely. Looking back at first, now delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 the count on Wiesner with Hardy at first base. Hardy called time briefly, goes back into the box. Lopez is ready. Looks to first and goes to first, and Hardy in safely. Sound you hear is the end of the JV boys lacrosse match. Deep Run wins that 10-3 over Hanover. And the varsity showdown coming up there shortly, scheduled to start at 7:30. Lopez looking at the runner, long and hard. The pitch inside, gets away from the catcher. Runner gets to second. He's headed to third. And he'll get there safely, as for whatever reason, the catcher was very lackadaisical about finding the baseball. Nobody called time. And suddenly Hardy moves 180 feet from first. And Deep Run with something brewing here in the top of the first inning. Now Hanover head coach Charlie Dragon coming in. He wants to have a discussion with, I think, more so his catcher than either of the umpires, though. 2 umpires are going to have a discussion here down the first base line. The bottom line, though, is runner at third with just 1 out. Here in the top of the first is Michael Worley. He was confused a bit when the ball bounced away, and then he just did not have a sense of urgency about him to find the ball. And Hardy looked up at second and realized, I can keep going with 1 out. 2-1 pitch coming to Wiesner. Up the middle, base hit. RBI for Wiesner. It scores Hardy. And it is 1-0 Deep Run. So the RBI single for Eli Wiesner. And a quick 1-0 lead for Deep Run. That will bring up the pitcher, the left-handed batter, Lucas Carlisle. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 on Carlisle with Wiesner, the runner at first, and 1 away. Now 1-0 Deep Run here in top of inning number 1. Lopez looks back at first, fires, breaking ball high. 1-1 the count. Lopez ready. And goes to first. Wiesner back safely. Very unusual to see a middle air of that magnitude by a Charlie Dragum-coached Hanover team. Next pitch high. And Lopez down to the count again. At 2 balls and 1 strike as the sun, which was straight in front of us for the longest time, is now underneath some clouds and going behind the trees. And the lights are on here at Hanover High. Wind blowing in from center, runner going, hit and run on, and it's tapped foul back to the screen down the third baseline by Carlisle. And it is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. With Wiesner, the runner at first, 1 out and 1 in this first inning for the unranked Wildcats over the number 1 ranked Hawks. Ready. Carlisle's ready. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Carlisle goes down on strikes. 2 out. Runner still at first. And with 2 away, it'll bring up the right fielder, Ben Limeberger. Tonight, the first of 2 Game of the Week broadcasts, weather permitting. Things are not looking good at this point for Friday night, but a few days ago, they were talking about rain tonight, and it's picture perfect. Throw to first, and Wiesner back safely. Limeberger, the right fielder, the lefty, waiting for his first pitch to see if he can keep this top of the first going with the Wildcats already with a run in. Lopez delivers. Misses on the curve. Ball 1. Weather permitting, Friday night, we are live at Lee Davis High School for number 1 versus number 2 in softball. At Lee Davis, one more time. Saw him, was in Fairfax last June when the Raiders got the 5-1 win in the state semifinals. And again for both the Confederates and Raiders. That's Friday night at 7 here on the network. Throw back to first, gets away from the first baseman. There goes Wiesner on his way to second. And he'll grab an extra 90 feet and get in scoring position with 2 out. So the error by Lopez on the throw to first. And the runner gets to second. Could be an RBI for Limeberger. And the Wildcats would love to put multiple runs on the board before Hanover gets their hands on the bats. 1-0 pitch coming with a big runner at second. Went strike 1 on Limeberger. Top 10 softball going on. Our buddy Bob Lanham at Dinwiddie and Powhatan, and they are tied at 1 apiece. Powhatan number 6 in our latest top 10 softball poll. The Generals are 10th. Conference 20 battle as well. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 out as Lopez tries to get out of a little jam here and keep the Wildcats from adding to their 1 run so far in the top of the first. The sign is set. Looks back at second, and the lefty fires high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning in softball, and Hanover holding on to the 3-2 lead there. And they're about 12 or so minutes away from varsity boys lacrosse, Wildcats and Hawks behind us. It's off the rubber for a moment. The runner Wiesner with a healthy lead off of second. Limeberger is ready. Lefty versus lefty, and here comes the 2-2. Grounder foul. Down the first baseline, and we'll stay at 2-2. What wind there is, we mentioned earlier, is kind of blowing in from center, but it's not going to have a major impact, we don't believe, tonight. Occasional gust, but very rarely. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and Lineberger goes down on strike. So Lopez is able to get 2K to limit the damage to just a run, but we go middle of inning 1, deep run 1, and the Hawks of Hanover coming to bat. And that's next after this timeout. You're listening live to the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Hi, this is Marnie Triscari, branch manager at EVB in Ashland. Please stop by and ask me about our Casasa accounts or visit us at bankevb.com. Member FDIC.
Don't miss the $1 million markdown event now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Sheehy is giving away $1 million in discounts. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Mid-Atlantic, with thousands of new Fords available, plus thousands of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Start your search anytime online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Don't miss the $1 million markdown event going on right now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1, just south of Ashland, and online at SheehyFordAshland.com.
And we come back here to Hanover High School. Rob Witham along with you on this wonderful Monday evening, getting set for the Hawks half of inning number 1. After giving up that run, a couple of miscues on the Hanover defensive side. Again, unusual for Hanover. Lucas Carlisle takes the mound. Starting pitcher, also the left-hander for the Wildcats. And it will be Nolan Kaler, the left fielder, leading things off for number 1, Hanover. Down 1-0 here, bottom of the first. Carlisle sets and fires. High and outside for ball 1. You're just joining us, deep run, a record of 2-1. Got a win in come from behind fashion, 4-3 last Wednesday night at home against Patrick Henry. The 1-0 pitch misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Kaler. Hanover's last game was Friday night. It was a win over Varina, 10-2, to put them at 4-0 on the season so far. Next pitch coming. Outside, 3-0. Interesting note, Hanover has not lost a baseball game on Virginia soil since the 2015 state semifinals. You've got to go back 21 and a half months. Next pitch. High and outside for ball 4. 4 pitches, and Kaler will gladly take first on the leadoff walk, which will bring up the third baseman, junior Camden Grimes. Grimes at third, Dragum Betts third. He's the shortstop. Josh Plummer, the center fielder in cleanup. Worley, the catcher, batting 5th. Brian Sisson, the right fielder, 6th. DH tonight is Duguid. Then the second baseman, Nick Zona, batting 8th, and Will Lopez. Your pitcher this evening, Gillespie, the first baseman, not in the offensive lineup. First pitch, 1 ball. Carlisle will look to first and throw back, and Kaler will get back safely. Grimes, the batter, drag him on deck. Carlisle kicks and fires. Got the outside corner that time. Mind you, strike 1. They're scoring runs in bunches over at Glen Allen this evening. Got an update on that for you coming up in a second. Carlisle looks over to first. Throws to first, and Kaler slides in safely. One ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Kaler aboard at first. Next pitch, lined into center field, right at the center fielder. He'll make the catch. Kaler will retreat back to first. And Grimes is retired for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. That will bring up the shortstop, Jack Dragum. 5 innings in the books at number 4, Glen Allen tonight, and the Jaguars lead Gloucester 8-5, the score there. Thanks to our buddy Doug Hines, our faithful reporter at Glen Allen, and occasionally a Deep Run as well. Our paths crossed a couple of times last week. Always good to see Doug, especially when VCU hires a great head coach and he's in a good mood. He a big VCU fan. Pitch is inside. And the count is 1 ball, no strikes on Dragum. Softball has gone to the 7th inning, so Deep Run has got to score 1 to tie and 2 to take the lead down here at Hanover 3-2. Hawks with the 1-run lead at softball. Throw back to first. Kaler back standing up. Dragum, arguably the top of the heap in terms of the pitching staff for Hanover this year. Throw to first. They got him in a rundown. Kaler dives towards second, and he's in. Umpire at second says he beat the throw. Oh, and a missed opportunity there for the Wildcats to cut down the runner and make it 2 out, nobody on. Everybody knows Hanover loves to run and gun, take a chance, be aggressive on the base paths, take the extra base if possible. And nothing unusual to see something like that. The 1-0 pitch in there called strike 1. Even on Dragum with now a runner in scoring position would represent the tying run here in the bottom of the first inning. Just really getting started here on this Monday night at Hanover High. Looking back at second, nobody holding the runner. Pitch low. 2 balls, 1 strike on Dragum with Josh Plummer, the Tennessee commit, on deck. Going to Tennessee for baseball. Had a pretty good basketball season as well here for the Hawks, making that miracle run into the state tournament. They'll throw back to second base and plenty of time. Reset things for you. 1-0 Deep Run, bottom first. There's 1 out. Runner at second, and the 2-1 count on Dragum. The pitch. Low. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Of course, remember the new Virginia High School League rule this year for baseball pitchers, mandated by the National Federation of High Schools. It was not a VHSL idea. It was a mandate that came down that all state associations had. No longer do we count number of innings pitchers pitch. They are strictly now on a pitch count, and how many they throw depends as to how much rest they have to have after the appearance. Next pitch misses outside, ball 4, and Dragum goes to first. So 2 walks, runners at first and second, 1 away for Josh Plummer. At softball with 1 out in the 7th, Deep Run has the tying run at first base, down 3-2. Hanover trying to close out the Wildcats there. So here's Plummer, right-handed hitter. With 2 on, 1 in scoring position, 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Runner going, swing and a miss. Throw down to third. 1 hopper, not in time, and they'll double steal. Second and third with the count 1-0 on Plummer. Deep Run's head coach Josh Aldridge out with a conversation with the home plate umpire. Maybe he was thinking Plummer was interfering with the throw to third. That might be what he's trying to plead his case there. And that's why we have a temporary stoppage of play. Over at softball, Hanover gets the lead runner on a forced play at second. Two out, tying run at first. But the Wildcats need a hit to keep hope alive there in a 3-2 game. Now the umpires are discussing after the talk with Coach Aldridge. And they say runner is safe. Everything stands. They're announcing the starters for boys lacrosse now. Coach Dragum comes out, has a little conversation. Coach Aldridge comes back out. Conversation goes on. When we finally get back going, it'll be 0-1 the count on Plummer, with the runners at second and third now. After a combined 3 stolen bases in this first inning, deep run 1, Hanover nothing. At softball, a wild pitch puts the Wildcats runner from first to second now with 2 out. And so the tying run is at second, but there are 2 away. Top 7 at softball. I think we're finally going to get back to action now, with runners at second and third. The count is 0-1 on Plummer. Carlisle is ready. And the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Ump says enough. Yes. Called strike 2. 0-2 the count on Plummer. Just 1 out in the inning, though. And should Plummer be retired, still an opportunity to try to get these runners in from second and third. Down to 1. The 0-2 pitch. Got him on the outside corner, strike 3. Plummer caught looking. Carlisle with the strikeout, and there's 2 out and 2 on. And that's going to bring up Worley. The catcher with 2 away. 2 on. First pitch gets behind the catcher, goes all the way to the backstop. Kaler will come in to score. And the wild pitch ties it at 1. So the first pitch gets back behind the catcher. And Nolan Kaler comes in to tie it up. Dragum advances to third. The count's 1-0. The pitch misses high. 2-0. Meanwhile, deep run has the tying run at second, the lead run at first with 2 out. And there's a pop-up foul out of play, and so they are still alive in softball. Next pitch will nip the outside corner for Carlisle to make it 2-1 on Worley. Worley would love to get a hit here, take the lead, and kind of atone for the mistake he made defensively. The pitch. Up the middle, past the second baseman for a base hit. Run scores, drag them in from third, and it is 2-1 Hanover. Solid single up the middle. And Worley gets the RBI. 2-1 the score, and the batter will be Brian Sisson. It's a final in softball. Hanover holds on literally to win 3-2. Deep Run had a long fly ball deep into center field, but the center fielder got it. And Deep Run had the tying run on second, the lead run on first, and could not convert. So Hanover 3, Deep Run 2. Softball final just out on Twitter as well. Runner going. Hit and run on. One hopper to the third baseman. Over to first. Throw kind of wide, but a nice job by the first baseman to keep that foot on the bag. Retires Sisson for the final out of the inning. So a double steal, a couple of walks. The most important play, the single to center from Worley, which scores the go-ahead run. They'll leave run one, but they will score two. And we'll go top two here at Hanover. Hanover with the 2-1 lead. And boys lacrosse varsity just underway behind us, which should be a good one. Hanover and Deep Run. Deep Run coming off that loss to Atlee at home last Wednesday night, 19-11, when Atlee was just superb in the first half. By halftime, it was 14-5 in a matchup that should have been a whole lot closer. Atlee 4-0 on the season. They got the win at Patrick Henry Roanoke on Saturday to move to 4-0. And we'll have them a week from Wednesday night on the Game of the Week. We'll have live lacrosse action for you as these Hanover Hawks behind us go to Atlee. And that'll be a 7:30 game time here live on RVA SN. The one in the first, top of the first for Deep Run, two in the bottom of the first for the Hawks. And it's 2-1 Hanover after one. Scheduled here in inning number 2, Baylor, Bratt, and Santori. The 6, 7, 8 hitters. Run. Top of the second. And the Hawks with a 2-1 lead. Lopez ready for his second inning of work. And here comes his first pitch. Ground ball in the hole. Shortstop dives. He's able to get it, but Dragum gets up and realizes no way he can make the play from just into left field. And so an infield hit for Baylor gets the leadoff runner on here in the top of the second. Nobody out, one aboard, and the batter will be Tyler Bratt. Lopez has spent most of his night looking off runners at first. He does it again. And he'll go to first, and Baylor will slide back in safely. It's a good start for Deep Run and boys lacrosse. They've got a 2-0 lead about 2.5 minutes into the first period now here at Hanover. The pitch from Lopez, called strike one. 0-1 the count. With Baylor, the runner, at first. Going back to first. Runner heading towards second. Throw off the mark into shallow left field. Baylor head slides first into third, and he's safe. And the tying run moves around from first to third, and another error on Hanover. So the stolen base, and then the error on the throw from the first baseman to second goes off the glove and caroms into shallow left field. And now Baylor at third with nobody out. And Bratt with a wide open opportunity for an RBI to tie it up. 0-1 pitch. High. Breaking ball didn't break. 1-1. Lopez ready. Fires. Chopper toward third, handled on the one hop. Runner will score. Throw to first is in time, but the RBI ground out for Tyler Bratt, and we're tied at 2. So Deep Run able to take advantage of the miscues and opportunities given to them by Hanover. And it's 2-2 here in the top of inning 2. Now 1 out with nobody on. First pitch to Santori, the designated hitter, is low for ball 1. Kicking and firing, Lopez gets the outside corner, evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's a final in top 10 softball. Number 10, Dinwiddie knocks off number 6, Powhatan. Powhatan's first loss of the year. That's a huge win within Conference 20. 3-1 the final, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 on Santori with Boyd Slonwhite, the number 9 hitter, and the second baseman on deck. A run in on him. We're tied 2-2 here, top of the second. Lopez, ready, kicks and delivers. Got the corner for strike 3. That's his third strikeout of the game. 2 out, nobody on for the second baseman, Slonwhite. So in Conference 20 softball, Dinwiddie has beaten Hanover and Powhatan. And the better record. They don't really necessarily go head-to-head. They're looking at the power ratings, of course, when they determine the conference tournaments, but as many wins as you can get your hands on. First pitch curves in there for strike 1 to Slonwhite, 0-1 for Lopez. More wins you can get, better off you are when you're trying to get in a conference like Conference 20, where you have 6 teams in the top 2 get a bye to the semis. You only have to win 1 to make the region. Time called before Lopez's next delivery, so the count will stay at 0-1 on Boyd Slonwhite. Should he be able to get on, we'll go to the top of the order in Nick Noonan here in the second for Deep Run. Glen Allen's put up 5 in the 5th inning to up their lead on Gloucester to 13-5. Check that, that's in the 6th inning. So they're after 6. Jaguars looking to close out that one and stay unbeaten on the season. Boy, were they impressive last Tuesday night in that no-hitter from Kenny Jackson, getting the 2-0 win over Douglas Freeman. There ain't been a lot of teams in Central Region Baseball been ever been able to say, we no-hit Douglas Freeman. But that's exactly what happened a week ago tomorrow night. Counts 1-1, 2 out, nobody on, but a run in here in this top of the second. Deep Run's tied it at 2. Slonwhite is ready. And Lopez now delivers the 1-1 pitch. Chopper toward third. Hits off of Dragham's knee. Check that, Grimes' knee at third. And the runner will be safe at first. That was a really tough play as the hop came in just before it got to the knees of Grimes. Be interesting to see what the official score. We're up in the press box. The official score and the PA announcer are down the third base line next to their home dugout, down right at player level, what they score that. First pitch, top of the order, Noonan back up, and it's ball 1. So runner at first in Slonwhite. And Noonan, the top of the order. Trying to keep the inning going. Break the 2-2 tie. Pitch outside. Worley thought about going down to first, opted not. And Lopez is behind 2-0. Lopez ready. Over to first. Got him. The pickoff play nails Sloan White, who hesitated just a hair, and a beautiful pickoff move by Lopez. And that's the third out of the inning. So Noonan will come back to bat when we go to the third, but now we go bottom 2, deep run 2, number 1 Hanover 2. Gives us a quick chance to give you an update on lacrosse. Behind us, 4:20 to go in the first quarter. And deep run leading here at Hanover. (3-1) is the score. Right behind us. Tomorrow afternoon, weather permitting. Be with us on Twitter at Henrico Sports at 4:30. We are scheduled to be at Mills Godwin for the first matchup of the season in girls tennis between defending state champion Deep Run and the team they knocked off to finally win that state title, the team that had been to the States the previous 15 consecutive years. That, of course, the homestanding Mills Godwin Eagles. Eagles, Wildcats, girls tennis. Live tweet updates at Henrico Sports tomorrow, 4:30, weather permitting. As we do have the possibility of not only just some storms, but some strong or severe thunderstorms in our area tomorrow. Weather may also play a factor for our game of the week on Friday night. We'll talk about that as the broadcast continues. First pitch, check swing called strike 1 to the leadoff hitter, Blake Doggett, sophomore designated hitter. Bottom of the order. Here in the second, Doggett, Zona, and Lopez. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Clear the count on Doggett. In case you're wondering, Jack Gillespie playing first tonight. He's the one not in the offensive lineup. Pfister towards short. Pitcher comes up, tries to get it, can't. Throw by the third baseman, too high. It brings the first baseman off the bag. I think it would have been a bang-bang play even if the throw had been perfect. And I think you have to rule that one for Doggett to get things going here in the bottom of the second. Just kind of a Pfister off the end of his bat. Carlisle came off the mound nicely to try to get it and just couldn't quite get to it. So now the runner on first. And you know he'll take a lead. Carlisle gets the pitch. It's a bunt towards third. Throw high. Puts the first baseman off the bag again. And everybody's safe. So Zona aboard. Sacrifice bunt attempt. And it's a throwing error. And there'll be runners at first and second with nobody out for Will Lopez, the number 9 hitter, and, of course, the starting pitcher for Hanover tonight. And he can help himself now. With a rally here in the bottom of the second, 2-2 our score. Deep run with 1 in the first. Hawks got their 2 bottom first. Deep run scored 1 in the top of the second. Hawks trying to respond. By the 4th inning, I'm probably going to have to reach for the Benadryl. It is a spring Monday. And we've killed off some of the allergens because of the weird weather the last few weeks, but certainly not all of them. The pitch. Bunt down the first baseline attempt is foul. Count on Lopez, no balls and 1 strike. 2-2. Nobody out. Top 2. Third baseman playing even with the bag. Nobody holding the man at second. Carlisle flips around, feigning a throw to second. Everybody stays, and now coach wants to have a conversation on the mound with his pitcher and his defense. So Coach Aldridge to the hill. We'll reset the stage for you. Doggett leads the inning with an infield single toward third. Then Zona, a sac bunt attempt down the third base line, picked up by the third baseman, but the second time in a row he had a high throw. The first time, we believe Doggett would have beaten the throw no matter what, so he gets credited with the hit. But this time, Zona gets on board because the throw was so high the first baseman had to come off the bag to hang on to it. And so it is first and second, nobody out. The count at 0-1 on the number 9 hitter and tonight's starter, Will Lopez. Carlisle taking a long time. Now he's ready. He looks back at second, delivers, bunt on. It gets behind the catcher, and the batters will advance 90 feet. Lopez not hit. Wild pitch. Third with nobody out. Well, this has not been the most cleanly played baseball game in the history of the sport. But you get your runs any way you possibly can. It's March baseball, fans. Second and third with nobody out. Pitch, breaking pitch, and a beauty in there for called strike 2. 1-2 now. On Lopez, tried to help his own cause here in the bottom of the second. Carlisle. The sign, and now he's ready. Here it comes. Foul. Sharply out of play toward the softball field down the right field line. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Number 4, stays unbeaten. Final score tonight at Glen Allen. Jaguars 13 and Gloucester 5. Next pitch. Chopper toward third and foul. Lopez stays alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the order, Nolan Kaler, who scored the first run of the night for Hanover, on deck. He walked to lead off last inning. Carlisle taking his sweet time, and now he's ready. The 1-2. Misses on the inside corner, and we're even at 2-2. Doggett at third, Zona at second. Nobody out, 2-2 tie in the second. Next pitch, line foul, and out of play down the third base line. The next pitch, misses low, gets behind the catcher. 1 hopper to the backstop, run scores, and Hanover retakes the lead at 3-2. Doggett scores, Zona to third. And it feels like Will Lopez has been at bat for about 10 minutes now. Full count, 3-2 coming with the runner at third. And the lead back to the Hawks. The pitch, inside, ball 4. Wow. So the walk issued to Lopez. We've got runners at the corners with nobody out in the second inning. And it's going to be the top of the order and Nolan Kaler. Kaler steps into the batter's box. The healthy lead off of first for the Hanover base runner. We're going to check and see if they have a courtesy runner in for the pitcher. They go back to first. Runner's back safely, and it's Lopez. There's no courtesy runner. Will doing the work himself with nobody on. Nobody out, I should say, and that one runner on. 3-2 the score. Pitch is low, and the count goes to 1-0. Runners at the corners in a 3-2 game. You're looking for home runs or doubles in the gap. They haven't happened. Next pitch, just foul in front of the plate. Counts 1-1. We'll get you a lacrosse update in a moment. That's going on behind us, as you can hear. Carlisle looks at the runner at first, goes to first, back safely. You got Zona at third. Lopez at first. 1-1 the count, and nobody out in a 3-2 game. Swing and a miss. Strike two, the call. So 1-2 now. On the leadoff hitter, Kaler. He is the fourth hitter of this second inning. Back to first. Lopez safely. Zona pedals back to third. And they'll reset. Deep runs catcher with a discussion. Mason Hardy gets back in position, and we get set for the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch from Carlisle. Trying to get out of a jam. Nobody out, runners at the corners, and one run already in. Runner going. Chopper to short. Got to go to first. Gets the runner. Run scores. RBI ground out to the shortstop. One away. It's now 4-2. Lopez moves to second. And with one away here in the bottom of the second, it'll be Cam Grimes up to bat. First pitch in the dirt, low and outside for ball one. And a nice job there by Mason Hardy to block that one. Wildcats have already seen enough go to the backstop here tonight. Carlisle comes off the rubber. Lopez retreats. And now takes the lead off second again. He is the one runner aboard. Carlisle asks for time, steps off the rubber. Pitch. Right down the middle. We're even at 1-1. Dragum is on deck for number one Hanover. Carlisle looks back at second and delivers. Foul ball off the screen to the right side, and it'll stay at 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Lopez, the runner at second. Carlisle looks back at second. Lopez gets back safely. Nobody there to throw to either. Now Carlisle is ready, ahead in the count. 1-2 pitch. Misses inside, 2-2 to Grimes. With one out here in the bottom of the second. Hanover scored a couple of goals and tied deep run now. 8:20 to go before half in boys lacrosse. And it's 5-5 there. Carlisle delivers the 2-2 pitch. Swung into right field. Right fielder makes a few adjustments and is able to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Lopez will stay at second. 2 down for Jack Dragum. So 2 out here in the second. And still a runner in scoring position. They've given the intentional walk sign, and Dragum has been put on base. So first and second with now 2 away, and Josh Plummer to the plate. It's a deep run, rolling the dice a little bit, thinking they'd rather have the option at any base. First pitch, hit him. Now the bases are loaded. That strategy's thrown out the window. And now the catcher, Michael Worley, with an opportunity to turn this into a big inning for Hanover. Runners are everywhere. First, second, and third. Worley is ready. The first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Mason Hardy's going to be sore tomorrow morning, and he's only in the second inning with all the blocks he's had to do so far tonight. The 1-0, way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Lopez at third, Dragum at second, Plummer at first. 2 out. And time called by Worley, who steps out of the batter's box. Hawks have 3, now check that, 2 in here in the second inning. 2 in the first, 2 so far in the second, and 1 big hit away from making it a huge second inning. Way outside. 3-0 on Worley. Now this will be interesting to see if Coach Dragum kind of sign he gives Worley here. 3-0 with the bases loaded. I would think traditional wisdom would say make Carlisle throw it into the strike zone. But Hanover does not necessarily always follow the traditional wisdom. Here we go. Tried the pickoff play at second, and it gets behind the second baseman into center field. Lopez will score, and the other runners advance 90 feet, and it's 5-2. So Lopez scores on the error. Dragum to third and Plummer to second. And it's still 3-0 on Worley. The pitch way outside, ball 4. And we're loaded again. And Brian Sisson with a chance. With 2 out. And I was just about to ask myself if we were going to see a walk from the deep run dugout, and we do. It's Josh Aldridge, the head coach, coming out, and I have a feeling we may have a pitching change about to take place. And it is. The ball to the coach, and deep run's going to put a new pitcher aboard. So 5-2, 2 down, bases loaded. Here in the bottom of the second inning. And how has it happened? Infield single, a bunt with a throwing error, a wild pitch, another wild pitch to score Doggett with the first run, a walk to Lopez, an RBI ground out to short by Kaler to score Zona, fly out by Grimes, and then a walk issued to Dragum, the intentional walk. Plummer hit by the pitch to load the bases. Pickoff attempt at second when Worley was at bat, got behind the second baseman into center field. That brings in Lopez to make it 5-2. Runners to second and third, and then Worley walks on 4 pitches. And now we take a look and see who the new pitcher is for Deep Run. Number 23 is Wiesner. The third baseman will come over and take over in relief of Lucas Carlisle, who only works 1 2/3 innings and is responsible for all 3 Hawks on base. 5-2 the score. So it's Sisson to the plate with the bases loaded with the new pitcher Wiesner. His first pitch, high chopper, but fouled down the third base line. 0-1. Wiesner gets the signal and delivers. Breaking ball in there on the inside corner, and a beautiful pitch it was. 0-2 to Sisson with 2 out and the bases loaded, and the Hanover lead at 5-2. 2 in the first, now 3 in the second. The pitch. Foul down the right field line and hooking out of play. And it'll stay 0-2 to Sisson. Should he get a hit or get aboard and keep this inning alive and bring another run in, designated hitter Doggett is on deck. One hour, 5 minutes old, and we're only in the bottom of the second inning. Could be a long evening here at Hanover High School. Wiesner set, bases loaded, delivers. Lined over the second baseman's head. It will drop into right center field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes a second. They're waving home a third. The play at the plate, not in time. It's a bases clearing double for Brian Sisson. 3-run score, and it's 8-2 Hanover. Plummer and Worley all come in. And with 2 out and 1 on, that'll bring up the DH Blake Doggett. First pitch high and outside, ball 1. We've batted around here in the second. Doggett's second at bat of the second inning. He got things going with that infield single to third. 8-2 Hanover. Wiesner pitches, runner going. Throw to third is not in time. low, and a good job by the new third baseman. I believe that maybe, let's see who took over at third. Tyler Bratt went from first to third, and Carlisle went to first. Great job by Tyler to keep it from going down the left field line, allowing another run. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a tip foul. And the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Doggett. 6 runs in for Hanover in this bottom of the second. The lead at 8-2. Wiesner ready. Runner steps off third. The pitch. Swing and just tipped foul. Doggett stays alive with 2 strikes. Well, the Wildcats got a really big hole now. Down 6 here early. Still time. Only bottom of the second. For the first 2 innings off of Will Lopez. Pitch, foul, back out of play and back toward us. It'll go up underneath the football bleachers. Tonight, the lacrosse bleachers. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wiesner just trying to get this inning over with. The 1-2. Check swing, got him. Called strike 3. So Wiesner gets the strikeout. 1 runner is left aboard. And we've completed 2 innings here tonight on the game of the week. Hanover puts up 6 runs in the second. And your score, Hanover 8 and Deep Run 2. Third inning coming up in just a moment here next live as our game of the week continues on the RVA Sports Network. Let's start the top of the third, shall we? First pitch from Lopez is a swing and a miss. Strike 1. As the Wildcats look to begin to dig out of this hole. Here in the top of the third, down 8-2. Hardy, Wiesner, Carlisle scheduled. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a tapper back to the screen. And the count quickly at no balls and 2 strikes. Lopez is ready. 0-2 is very high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that is Noonan. That's right. My apologies. Forgot about the fact that the inning ended last inning with Noonan at bat, but never officially getting it at bat. So it is the top of the order for Deep Run. Breaking ball lined into left center field. It'll drop for a leadoff base hit for Noonan for deep run. Takes the big turn at first and retreats. Noonan aboard with a single to start the third inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Mason Hardy. With our score, Hanover 8 and deep run 2. And we got to put the lights on here in the press box so we can see everything. First pitch gets away from Worley. That's a passed ball, and Noonan heads to second. So just like that, Wildcats have a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the third. 8-2 deficit. As delivers the 1-0 pitch, except that Hardy steps out, asks for time. Noonan retreats back to second. Now we're ready. Lopez delivers. Got the outside corner. And we're even at 1-1. One ball, one strike, and Noonan at second. Single and then a pass ball got him up 90 feet. Nobody out here in this third inning. Wildcats need a rally, down 6. The pitch. Grounder towards short. Handled. Shortstop's going to try to tag out the lead runner, and he does. Gets him. Tragum is able to dive and get his right leg before his hand reaches second base. So it's really not a force out because he didn't have to run. And it'll be a runner at first in Hardy, but they get the lead runner who was at second in Noonan, 1 out for the new pitcher, Eli Wiesner. Hanover 8, deep run 2. 1 away here, top 3. Lopez back to first, and the runner's back in safely. And now we ask for time as the runner, Hardy, is slow to get up off of first. He may have jammed his right finger or arm or hand into the bag. He's back up. Head coach Aldridge is out there to talk to him from the third base coaching area, and his first base coach is there too, and they're going to double and triple check because that's your catcher. And you can't fool around with that. All right, that's good news. Coach is headed back to the third base box. And it looks like maybe it just stung a little bit. But, man, it's the last thing you want to see is your catcher go down. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch for Lopez. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Next pitch, called strike 2. And Lopez ahead in the count. Lopez is ready. Looks at first. The 0-2 pitch, high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. Runner at first. And deep run in an 8-2 hole here in the third. Lopez goes back to first, and Hardy is back in safely. Atlee girls lacrosse has just defeated James Rivers 17-4, the final score in that one. Good win for the Raiders and girls lacrosse action. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. That's strike 3, and Wiesner goes down. Still the runner at first now, 2 out in the third. That should bring up Carlisle. And it will. We're also going to get a pinch runner or a courtesy runner for the catcher. Alex Shannon is going to run for Hardy. And I think they're going to take a minute and get Hardy back to the dugout so they can double check his right hand and fingers and make sure he didn't jam something and he's trying to be a hero here. On that throw back to first a moment ago. 2 out, runner at first. Throw back to first. Got him. Just into the game was Alex Shannon, and he got caught leaning. And for the second consecutive inning, Hanover ends the inning on a 3rd out pickoff. We go bottom 3. It's 8-2, number 1 Hanover. Here live on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network. Take a quick break. Be back right after this.
Your home should be a unique reflection of your lifestyle. RCI Builder's customer-oriented building process offers a wide variety of options for customization while remaining affordable. First-time homeowners starting out, retirees interested in age-restricted communities, and even those interested in a one-of-a-kind custom home all trust RCI Builders to make their dream home a reality. Contact RCI to learn how you can save up to $30,000 on move-in ready homes in our most sought-after communities. Call 249-2818.
Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at rvasportsnetwork.com.
And we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning with the Hanover lead still at 8-2 here on the Game of the Week. Update, they've hit the half. Maggie Walker and Atlee, and the Raiders have a 3-1 lead over Maggie Walker. Thank you, Wahoo Bill on Twitter, for that update. And it is halftime behind us here at La Crosse. And your score is Hanover 7 and Deep Run 6. So let's start the bottom of the 3rd inning, shall we? 2 runs for Hanover in the first, 6 in the second. And Zona leads off the 3rd. First pitch, foul back to the screen. And the count is 0-1. As Justin Hood becomes the 3rd pitcher of the night for Deep Run. Hood fires low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3rd innings for Lucas Carlisle, a 1/3 of an inning for Wiesner. And we're going to check here defensively to see if they put guys back where they were now with Hood on the hill. Next pitch. Looper down into left field, but the shortstop into the grass is able to make the play. Baylor retires Zona for the first out of the inning, and Wiesner does check back into 3rd base now with 1 away, and Will Lopez to bat. So Lopez, who had Lopez had an at-bat in the last inning that is longer than some album cuts I've listened to in my life. Swings this one high to left field. Playable. Under it. And making the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. So quickly 2 away for Hood in relief here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And the top of the order, and Kaler coming to bat. 2 down, nobody on here, bottom 3. First pitch, strike 1. Hood ahead of the count, no balls and 1 strike. Hood ready, fires. Misses, low, 1 ball and 1 strike. They get the ball back to Hood. He climbs the hill. And he's ready to deliver the 1-1 pitch with nobody on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. He kicks and fires. Check swing. Did he go? No. Count should be 2-1. Scoreboard does not indicate that, but it's 2 balls and 1 strike here. With nobody on, bottom of the 3rd and 2 out. Hood fires. Swing and a miss. We're even at 2-2. This will be the first 1-2-3 inning for either team tonight. Should Hood retire Kaler and wrap up this 3rd inning? And time call by Kaler. He steps out of the box. 2-2, nobody on. Bottom 3, 8-2, number 1, Hanover. Pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight. And we are going to the 4th inning. Your score, number 1, Hanover 8. Deep Run 2 on the RVA Sports Network. Game of the week. Gives us a quick opportunity to remind you of our next Game of the Week broadcast, which is scheduled to be Friday night. Of course, we do realize that they are already calling for the possibility of some ugly weather on Friday that may affect our play and our evening. But if we're able to get it in, it's number 1, Atlee, and number 2, Lee Davis in softball action. Live from Lee Davis High School. It'll be a 7 o'clock first pitch. So join us 7 o'clock Friday night live on our YouTube channel. Links are always available across our Twitter network. The YouTube player is always embedded right at the top of RVASportsNetwork.com. And, of course, you can become a subscriber to our YouTube channel. And every time we go live with another high school game of the week, we send you an alert on your phone or on your email. We don't spam you. We don't send you third-party mess. All we do is alert you when we have a new broadcast or a new video posted to our YouTube channel. So subscribe today. Never miss another game at youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. Carlisle to bat to begin inning number 4. First pitch is high and inside for ball 1. Lopez beginning his 4th inning of work. Called strike 1. And we're even at 1-1 as Carlisle back into the box after that pickoff ended the top of the 3rd. Lineberger on deck and Baylor in the hole here in the 4th. The pitch, high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Deep Run Hanover Boys Lacrosse just underway 3rd quarter, and Deep Run has scored 15 seconds in to tie it at 7-7. 8-2, top of the 4th. Leadoff hitter for Deep Run. Wildcats down 6. 3 balls and 1 strike to Carlisle, who was the starting pitcher tonight. Worked 1 2/3 innings. Lopez kicks and fires. Misses high for ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk for Lucas Carlisle. So Deep Run has had runners aboard every inning. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, but they've had 2 picked off at first, both for third outs. That'll bring up the right fielder, Lineberger. Ben, the left-hander. Lopez, a lefty, looking hard at first. High for ball 1. Lopez delivers again, this one outside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. As we step onto the ledge here in the press box to get a little better bird's eye view. 8-2 Hanover, but the leadoff runner at first in Lucas Carlisle. He goes back to first, and Lucas is there safely. There is bullpen action for the Hawks down the third base line. They've got a left-hander warming up. 2-0, Lopez delivers, swing and a miss, and it's 2 balls and a strike now to Lineberger. Anthony Balducci is the left-hander warming up for Hanover. 2-1 pitch coming now. Swing and a miss, and we're even at 2-2 as Lineberger swung at what would have been ball 3 outside. So instead of 3-1, it's a 2-2 count for Lopez coming back from 2-0. Checks on Carlisle and decides to get off the rubber for a moment. And simply based on what Lopez does here, the next several batters will be how long his performance is tonight. 2-2 pitch. Fister towards shortstop. Dragum moves back 2 steps and makes the catch. Carlisle stays at first. And we have 1 out here in the 4th. One away. And that brings up Jamari Baylor. First pitch in there for strike 1. Carlisle still the runner at first with now 1 away. Lopez fires, swing, miss, and it's 0-2. Baylor digs in. 0-2 the count with 1 on and a runner at first, and Deep Run down 6 here in the 4th. Lopez delivers outside. Breaking ball misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, game of the week again on Friday night. Top 10 softball, number 1 versus number 2. Atlee at Lee Davis, 7 o'clock Eastern time on our YouTube channel. Weather permitting. Lopez ready to deliver another 1-2 pitch this time. Fires. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 out here in the 4th. And that'll bring up it will be Tyler Bratt with 2 out and the runner at first base. Throw back to first, and Carlisle back in safely. So 5 strikeouts tonight for Will Lopez. First pitch to Brad is outside for ball 1. .825 to go in the third at La Crosse. Deep run 9, Hanover 8. Lopez ready for the 1-0 delivery. In the dirt, 2-0. Worley briefly lost sight of the ball, but Carlisle did not bite and stays at first base. Balducci is ready, it looks like. Should they call on him? Assistant coach Tyler Kane sends the signal into the catcher, who sends it in to Lopez. 2-0 pitch. That's good. Right down the pike for strike 1. 2-1. Two and one, the count with 2 out here in the top of the 4th. And Bratt trying to keep the inning going and get something going for deep run. Carlisle's been there since the leadoff part of the inning. The pitch. Foul down the first base side, and we're even at 2-2. It would be absolutely nuts to think Lopez could get the pickoff of Carlisle to end this inning and make it 3 consecutive innings where the third out was on a pick to first. Lopez looks over, fires, swing and a miss, and it's strikeout number 6 as Bratt is retired, and deep run strands the runner at first. So 6 strikeouts in 4 innings for Will Lopez. And we go bottom 4 now at Hanover. Hawks 8 and the Wildcats 2. Hood back out on the mound for his second inning of work. Back with more in a moment, live on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network.
Don't miss the $1 million markdown event now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Sheehy is giving away $1 million in discounts. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Mid-Atlantic, with thousands of new Fords available, plus thousands of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Start your search anytime online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Don't miss the $1 million markdown event going on right now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1 just south of Ashland, and online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at RVASportsNetwork.com.
All right, fans, bottom of the 4th getting set to get underway. Be the 2-3-4 hitters for Hanover. First pitch to Grimes is a called strike 1. Jack Tragum on deck. Pitch misses, and we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Been a busy Monday night on Twitter, sending out updates across our network of Twitter feeds, wherever you may be. Hanover fans at Hanover Sports. Next pitch, swung on down the third baseline. That's a fair ball. Rounding first is Grimes into the corner. They dig it out, and Cam will stand up at second with a leadoff double. Double into the corner for Grimes to kick off this bottom of the 4th inning. That will bring up Dragum. (8-2) and another runner in scoring position. First pitch to Jack. Line into left field, fairly deep. Left fielder diving for the play, and he makes it. Throws back to second, and Grimes is in time. What a tremendous play in left field out of the inning by Nick Noonan. Grimes holds at second after the throwback, attempting the double play. And it's going to be Plummer to the plate with one out. Beautiful play by Noonan. First pitch slammed right up the middle. It's a base hit into center field. Rounding third. Coming home is Grimes. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's there, and he is out. Out at home. J.P. Terrell with the bullet to Hardy at the plate, and they gun down Grimes. Plummer will advance to second on the throw home. So they trade positions, but Grimes is out. 2 down, runner at second. That'll bring up Worley, the catcher. Swing and a miss, and strike one. So Plummer, and just first pitch right up the middle. J.P. Terrell with a fantastic play, firing straight to the plate to gun down Grimes. Next pitch misses low. And now we have the correct count on the scoreboard. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Worley asks for time, steps out of the batter's box. Plummer at second. Hanover has scored 2 in the first, 6 in the second. None in the third. So far, runner cut down at home here in the fourth. Pitch, swing, and a miss, and it's 1-2 on Michael Worley. If he gets on board and the inning continues, Sisson, who had the bases clearing double back in the second, is on deck for Hanover. Got him. Called strike 3, and the inning is over. So no runs on 2 hits, a fantastic play in left field by Noonan for the first out on a diving catch. Just as good a play out of center field from Terrell to throw Grimes out on the single by Plummer. And Plummer is stranded at second, and we go to the fifth. 8-3 our score here on the Game of the Week, live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network.
Your home should be a unique reflection of your lifestyle. RCI Builder's customer-oriented building process offers a wide variety of options for customization while remaining affordable. First-time homeowners starting out, retirees interested in age-restricted communities, and even those interested in a one-of-a-kind custom home all trust RCI Builders to make their dream home a reality. Contact RCI to learn how you can save up to $30,000 on move-in ready homes in our most sought-after communities. Call 249-2818.
Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at RVASportsNetwork.com.
And we thank you so much for following. And for those of you who are a part of the RVA Sports Network, sending us scores and updates from wherever you may be. Love all of your help and your input. We appreciate it. That's why we call it a network. We go to the fifth. Deep run down by 6. Anthony Santori, your first batter. Lopez in for his 5th inning of work, and his first pitch is way outside for ball 1. Scheduled are Santori, Sloan White, and then the top of the order in Noonan. 1-0 pitch down the first base line, but foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Don't forget, latest broadcast schedule for our Game of the Week series, always available on the right-hand side of all 4 of our websites, including RVASportsNetwork.com, HanoverCountySports.net, and HenricoCountySports.net. And now the 1-1 pitch coming from Lopez. Swing and a foul. And it's 1-2 on the leadoff hitter, Santori. Leadoff hitter here. Inning number 5. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two delivery. Full at 3-2. Here comes the 3-ball, 2-strike pitch. Tapper down the first base line. It'll stay fair. First baseman picks it up. Steps on the bag, and Santori retired. Ground out to first unassisted. And Gillespie makes the play. So 1 out, nobody on for Sloan White. Eight, 9-1 hitters here in the top of the 5th for Deep Run, trying to get a spark. Down by 6 runs. Lopez first pitch misses high for ball 1. Deep Run has just scored again at La Crosse. Final minute of the 3rd period, and they up the lead on Hanover to 11-8. They're on a 5-1 run right now. Next pitch misses high, a bit outside, 2-0 to Sloan White. Top of the order, Nick Noonan is on deck. Next pitch misses low, and 3-0 to the number 9 hitter, which is certainly not what the coaches want to see when you're up 6 in the 5th. And you'd really like for Lopez to finish the job or at least get close. And then maybe bring Balducci in for an inning. Assistant coach Tyler Kane is out now talking Lopez and Worley. With the count at 3-0, 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th for Deep Run, facing the 8-2 deficit. Conversation is over, and here comes the 3-0 pitch from Lopez to Sloan White. Right down the pike, and Sloan White was taken all the way. Strike 1. 3-1 the count. Lopez is ready, delivers. That's low for ball 4. So to the top of the order with 1 out and a runner on, and that's Noonan, the left fielder. And now Coach Dragum coming in, and I think that might be it for Will Lopez. So they're going to the 4th behind us in La Crosse, and it's 11-8, Deep Run leading Hanover. And indeed, we will have a pitching change. And Anthony Balducci will check in. In relief of Will Lopez, who ends up with 6 strikeouts tonight. over 4 1/3 innings. With 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Balducci is a sidewinder, has a very quirky delivery. He's not underhanded a la, the closer for the Pittsburgh Pirates back in the 70s and 80s, Kent Tekulve, who kind of revolutionized pitching with that underhanded delivery. He's definitely on the side, but he's got a kick to part of his delivery that almost reminds you of Tekulve and just makes it that much more difficult to read as he comes across. So Lopez with 6 strikeouts in 4 1/3 inning. As Anthony warms up, he gets a certain amount of warm-up pitches, and then the umpire says, let's play ball, and Deep Run will have a runner at first with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning, down by 6. Turn around for just a second here to see what's happening at La Crosse. They're 30 seconds into the final period, and Deep Run is on a run. A 5-1 run. Shot saved by Hanover. Rebound shot saved by a Hanover defender when the goalkeeper fell down after the initial save. And Hanover is able to get possession, then they lose it right back in the offensive zone. So Anthony Balducci in relief, and we are ready, and it's Nick Noonan, the left fielder, and the top of the order at the plate. 1 out, Sloan White, the runner at first after the walk issued by Lopez, the last batter he faced tonight. And again, 4 1/3 innings means nothing now in terms of how you handle your pitchers in high school. It's how many pitches he threw, which we did not keep track of. First pitch from Anthony, swing and a miss. Noonan digging down low, and it's strike 1. 8-2 the score. Hanover off until Friday when they go to Patrick Henry for their next game, weather permitting. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and quickly Balducci down up 0-2 in the count on the leadoff hitter in the order. Noonan with 1 out, Sloan White at first. Now, Anthony looks over at first and kicks and fires. Foul, ripped down the right field line, out of play. It'll head toward the softball fence. In case you missed it earlier, Hanover gets a 3-2 win today over Deep Run in softball action. Young Hanover squad, they've only got 13 players on varsity, and nearly half of them are freshmen. Very young team. Next pitch way outside, gets away from Worley, and down to second base goes Sloan White on the wild pitch from Balducci. So now runner at second with 1 out. The count at 1-2 on Noonan. Balducci ready. Kicks and fires. Chopper towards short. The third baseman cuts it off. Throw to first. Nicely done, but the runner will advance 90 feet. So a sacrifice of sorts for Noonan. Runner to third with 2 out. And that'll bring up the catcher, Mason Hardy. Two out, runner at third. First pitch to Hardy. Check swing, called strike 1. Next pitch, hit in the air. Right side of the infield. Second baseman calls off the first baseman and makes the catch in shallow right for the third out. of the inning. So Hardy pops out to the second baseman in shallow right field. They leave a runner on. And deep runs down to 6 outs as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Our score, number 1, Hanover 8, and deep run 2. More coming up here on the Game of the Week in a moment, live on the RVA Sports Network.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa, it's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Hi, this is Marnie Triscari, branch manager at EVB in Ashland. Please stop by and ask me about our Casasa accounts or visit us at bankevb.com. Member FDIC.
Don't miss the $1 million markdown event now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Sheehy is giving away $1 million in discounts. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Mid-Atlantic, with thousands of new Fords available, plus thousands of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Start your search anytime online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Don't miss the $1 million markdown event going on right now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1 just south of Ashland, and online at SheehyFordAshland.com.
Your home should be a unique reflection of your lifestyle. RCI Builder's customer-oriented building process offers a wide variety of options for customization while remaining affordable. First-time homeowners starting out, retirees interested in age-restricted communities, and even those interested in a one-of-a-kind custom home all trust RCI Builders to make their dream home a reality. Contact RCI to learn how you can save up to $30,000 on move-in ready homes in our most sought-after communities. Call 249-2818.
Well, we get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning here live on RVASN. Rob Witham along with you on this beautiful Monday night. Just check the radar because the wind picked up a little bit here at Hanover. Want to make sure that, something wasn't brewing, and there's a few showers well north of us, like north of Spotsylvania County, but nothing around here. We are good to go. On a night where for the last 5 or 6 days, they've been talking about a chance of rain during the day or evening on Monday. We got a little tiny bit overnight last night, but nothing today. It's been a beauty of a day. As the 5th inning gets underway, Hood in another inning of relief. First pitch is a called strike 1 to the leadoff hitter, and that's the right fielder, Brian Sisson. Hanover and Deep Run and La Crosse have traded goals, and the Wildcats lead 12-9 with 7:34 to go. Next pitch outside for ball 1, and the count is even at 1-1. Sisson, Doggett, Zona, 6, 7, 8 scheduled in this 5th inning. Next pitch, foul, down the right field line. Should be going out of play, and it does. Hit well down the right field line. And the count at 1-2. Tomorrow afternoon, if the weather holds off, we're going to be live on Henrico Sports on Twitter with girls tennis. More about that in a second. The 1-2 pitch. Misses inside, 2-2 the count. Here to the leadoff hitter, Sisson. Deep Run finally broke Mills Godwin's decade-and-a-half stranglehold on girls tennis in the area last year, and they won the state title, and everybody's back for Deep Run. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and Sisson goes down on strikes. 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So who's Deep Run going to play on Tuesday afternoon? You got it. Mills Godwin, their first match against each other this season. And we plan to be at Mills Godwin for girls tennis and tweet updates on Henrico Sports starting at 4:30, weather permitting tomorrow. First pitch to Doggett is low for ball 1. Deep Run has scored again to up their lead to 4 at La Crosse. 13-9, the boys lead Hanover with 7 minutes left in the match. Next pitch high and outside, and it's 2-0 quickly to Doggett with Zona on deck. Bottom 5, 8-2, number 1 Hanover. Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1, 2-1 the count. And Deep Run has scored again at La Crosse to make it 14-9. They were down 1 at the half, and now they're up by 5. Next pitch high, and it's 3-1 to Doggett. Three-one pitch. Low, ball 4. Hood strikes out Sisson, walks Doggett, and brings up Zona with 1 out here in the 5th. They get a lead, showing bunt is Zona, and it's strike 1. Missed on the bunt attempt, and the count is 0-1. And on Chesterfield Sports on Twitter, boys soccer goes final, with Cosby shutting out Manchester tonight 4-0. Quick throw to first, but the first baseman was kind of off the bag, and it allowed Doggett to get back safely. Oh, 1 pitch, runner going, foul, out of play, over the screen, over the first base side fans who are sitting on the deep run side of the field, and the count now is 0-2. Doggett retreats back to first, and we'll take a 1-2 step lead. Zona down in the count 0-2. He's going. Shortstop, picks it up, throws long and not in time, and Zona will get an infield single. And that play was made by Doggett. What happened was Doggett took off at second. The shortstop went towards second. The ball went right in the hole. Baylor had to stop on a dime, turn around, go get the ball. And by the time he did, he threw valiantly, and it was a one-hopper right to first, but just not in time, and everybody's safe. Zona at first, Doggett at second. And the first pitch to Lopez is grounded to short, to second for 1. Fire to first, and it is not a double play. The throw sends the first baseman wide. Lopez is safe. And we have a player down at second base, and that is, I believe, the second baseman for deep run. As there was a bit of a collision as he attempted to make the throw. That is Sloan White. Slow to get up. Coach has come out to check on him. And he's going to be okay. So good news there. Had a couple of close calls for some deep run players tonight. Hardy, the catcher, earlier on the throwback to first, where it looked like he might have jammed a finger or his right hand. Sloan White slow to get up after that double play try. Runners at the corners now with 2 out. And the top of the order for Kaler. First pitch low and inside for ball 1. Kaler with a chance here to really break this open. First and third, but 2 out. Hawks up by 6. Quick throw to first by Hood, and Lopez back safely out of the DH spot, I believe, at this point. And we'll check and see if Doggett is at first base now rather than Gillespie.
Goal number 4, Thomas.
1-0 the count. Runner goes from first, and he will not get a throw, with the runner, of course, at third, and an easy steal for Lopez. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 out for Kaler. 2 RBI right there waiting for him. And 1. Hood kicks and fires. Long drive down the left field line, hooking, and it is foul. About 10 feet over the fence. And a fan with a nice try at a good catch down that left field line. Deep run pouring it on now at La Crosse. They're up 17-9 with 4:34 to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch coming from Hood to Kaler with 2 on and 2 out. And the Hawks trying to build on an 8-2 lead, and Hood steps off the rubber. Hood's ready and fires. Swing and a miss. And Kaler goes down on strikes. 2 left to board here in the 5th. We go to the 6th with our score. Number 1, Hanover 8. And deep run 2. Back with more in just a moment here live and exclusively on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network. Thanks for being with us here tonight, fans. 6th inning coming up in a moment.
Don't miss the $1 million markdown event now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Sheehy is giving away $1 million in discounts. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Mid-Atlantic, with thousands of new Fords available, plus thousands of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Start your search anytime online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Don't miss the $1 million markdown event going on right now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1, just south of Ashland, and online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at RVASportsNetwork.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Hi, this is Marnie Triscari, branch manager at EVB in Ashland. Please stop by and ask me about our Casasa accounts or visit us at bankevb.com. Member FDIC.
We go to the 6th inning here on the Game of the Week. Rob Witham along with you, and a new pitcher for Hanover. Jack Dragum is going to move in to take the mound after 5 innings of work at short. Deep Run has scored again at La Crosse, and they've doubled up Hanover now. It's 18-9 with 4:26 to go. And we go to the 6th inning. Deep Run needing a big comeback. First pitch down the right field line, hooking, and over the head of the right fielder. Wiesner on his way to second, and he will stand up with a leadoff double. Wiesner doubles to the corner in right to lead off the 6th inning. First pitch from reliever Jack Dragum. And in one pitch, the Wildcats get a runner in scoring position. Nobody out. That'll bring up Carlisle. First pitch from Dragum, swing and a miss, strike 1 on the high heat. Oh, and 1 the count, with the runner at second being Wiesner after the leadoff double to the right field corner. Dragum ready. The pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Worley to keep it in front of him. Count even at 1-1. Score remains 8-2 in favor of Hanover, but the Wildcats trying to get something going here in the 6th inning. They can pick up a few here and make it more manageable going into the 7th. But time is running out on the Wildcats. The 1-1 high, 2 balls and 1 strike. As we are about 2 hours and 7 minutes into our game here tonight. And looks like we're going to be the last one to finish up. We'll be turning out the lights here at Hanover High. Softball long over and lacrosse less than 2 minutes from wrapping up. Here comes the 2-1. Gets past Worley. On his way to third is Wiesner. And that'll make it 3-1 the count on Carlisle, with Wiesner now at third base with nobody out. And Deep Run trying to get something going here. Dragum a bit of a rough start here in relief. The 3-1 pitch. Missed. Ball 4. And just like that, the Wildcats have runners at first and third with nobody out. And it looks like we've got a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter now is Kevin Stiff. First pitch to Kevin. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Batting for Limeberger. We can only assume Stiff might replace him in right field once this half inning completes. The 0-1 from Dragum. High heat. Right in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, and that's more like the Jack Dragum we've seen in the past. Runner going and not going to throw. They get the throw over to third instead, and they pick off the runner at third. Holy cow. Heads to second. Stiff strikes out. And Worley, rather than trying to throw to second, fires to third and essentially picks off Wiesner. 2 out, runner at second. Wow. So the runner at second, 2 down for Baylor. And lacrosse goes final. Deep Run 19, Hanover 9, the final score there. What a heads-up play by Worley to cut down the runner at third. Smashed into right center. Baylor gets a hold of it into the gap. Run will come around and score. Baylor will hold with a very long single to right center field. So the RBI single for Baylor. That will score Carlisle, and it'll make it 8-3. That'll bring up Tyler Bratt with 2 out, and now Baylor at first. First pitch, swing and a miss. Next pitch from Dragum, way high. Good job by Worley to make sure it didn't go behind him. Down even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Baylor gets the RBI, and he has a healthy lead off of first here with 2 down. Dragum delivers inside, and it's 2-1 to Bratt. Bratt can keep the inning going. Santori is scheduled on deck, and we do see him in the on-deck circle. 2-1 with 2 out and the runner at first and 1 in the top of the 6th for deep run. The pitch, swing and a miss, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lacrosse fans making their exit after the game here. Hanover was leading by 1 at the half, and deep run poured it on in the second to win 19-9 over Hanover. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Dragon with 2 out. Hit him right on the helmet, and Bratt will take first base. I think Dragon was just trying to throw some serious heat to get the 3rd strike and get out of the inning, and it got away from him. So it's now 1st and 2nd with 2 out, and Santori coming up. But first, a mound conference for Hanover. It's Coach Kane, the assistant coach, in to talk things over with Dragum, Worley, and the infield. I think this message is basically settle down, do what you know you can do, focus on the batter, finish this inning. That's what we need you to do. You don't need to do too much. I think part of that conversation, again, because I think Dragum just kind of reared back and tried to put a little too much on it, and he lost a bit of control, and the hit by pitch into the helmet puts Bratt at first base. So Baylor at second, Bratt at first, 2 out, 1 in, but deep run still down 5. Santori, the designated hitter originally in the lineup, is at the plate. First pitch swung on to right field. Right fielder coming on and makes the catch on the liner for the 3rd out of the inning. That's Plummer taking care of business, and the Wildcats score 1, but they leave 2. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Game of the Week, and our score, number 1, Hanover 8, and deep run 3. Another new deep run pitcher coming up. We'll have that information for you coming up in just a moment, as we'll be back in just a second live here on the RVA Sports Network.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Hi, this is Marnie Triscari, branch manager at EVB in Ashland. Please stop by and ask me about our Casasa accounts or visit us at bankevb.com. Member FDIC.
Don't miss the $1 million markdown event now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Sheehy is giving away $1 million in discounts. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Mid-Atlantic, with thousands of new Fords available, plus thousands of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Start your search anytime online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Don't miss the $1 million markdown event going on right now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1 just south of Ashland, and online at SheehyFordAshland.com.
Your home should be a unique reflection of your lifestyle. RCI Builders' customer-oriented building process offers a wide variety of options for customization while remaining affordable. First-time homeowners starting out, retirees interested in age-restricted communities, and even those interested in a one-of-a-kind custom home all trust RCI Builders to make their dream home a reality. Contact RCI to learn how you can save up to $30,000 on move-in-ready homes in our most sought-after communities. Call 249-2818.
Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at RVASportsNetwork.com.
And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and a new pitcher for deep run. It's Andrew Shalasky, and he'll face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup. First pitch to Grimes in the hole, diving nicely. Baylor to get it, but he's not able to get the throw. And it'll be an infield single for Cam Grimes to start the 6th inning. So that'll bring up Dragum, who started the night at short, now is the pitcher. And Plummer will be on deck with Grimes at first after the infield single to lead off the 6th inning. Hawks up 5 at 8-3. Shalaski taking his time. Steps off the rubber. The 4th deep run pitcher tonight. In an 8-3 deficit, Wildcats in danger of moving to 2-2 on the young season. Shalaski fires outside, gets away from the catcher. To second is Grimes, sees he's going to the backstop and never stops and gets all the way to third. So the wild pitch handcuffs the catcher, and Grimes never stops and goes all the way to third base and is 90 feet from picking up that run they lost in the top of the frame. Want to know the count on Dragum, and Shalaski is very methodical in his work. The pitch. Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike, with Grimes now at third base with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Hanover up 8-3, looking for more. Doesn't get any easier for these Wildcats. Their next game is also on Friday night, weather permitting, and they've got to play number 2 Mills Godwin. The 1-1 misses outside and high. 2-1 the count to Dragum. Hanover again, their next game at Patrick Henry, also scheduled for Friday. And as we've told you before, we're a little worried about Friday based on the latest weather forecasts. Our next game of the week broadcast is Friday night. It's number 1 at number 2 in softball, Atlee at Lee Davis, live at 7 Eastern here on the RVA Sports Network. Of course, on our YouTube channel. YouTube players embedded on all of our websites on game night, including RVASportsNetwork.com, HanoverCountySports.net, HenricoCountySports.net. And we're hoping to get Atlee Lee Davis in on Friday in the rest of the action, too. Next pitch, low. We're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dragum. 8-3, Hanover with the lead. The big inning, the 6th run second. Deep Run took the lead 1-0 in the first. Hanover answered with 2 to make it 2-1. They tied at top of the second at 2, and then Hanover exploded in the bottom of the frame. Next pitch, low gets away from the catcher, and it's ball 4, and Grimes opts not to run. And Dragum earns the walk. Runners at the corners for Josh Plummer. And that run at the top of the 6th now looms pretty important for Deep Run because it made it a 5-run game instead of 6, which means Hanover's got to crank out 5 this inning if they want to end it an inning early. If they're able to make it 13-3, the game will cease due to the mercy rule. Shalaski fires, misses low, ball 1 to Josh Plummer. So tomorrow, live on Henrico Sports on Twitter at 4:30, weather permitting, Deep Run and Mills Godwin girls tennis. Really looking forward to that. Next pitch, high. Runner's going to go towards second. They're going to get the run in for Grimes. Now caught in the rundown is Dragum, and he'll sacrifice himself to get the run home. And that'll make it 9-3. So 9-3, now suddenly nobody on. And for Plummer, no chance at an RBI. That's a play we've seen Hanover do many times. And I'd say about 4 out of every 10 times, that runner who gets caught in the rundown somehow finds a way out of it. But not that time. Next pitch from Shalaski on the outside corner. And the scoreboard says we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch. Toward first. Gets away from the first baseman and into right field for the base hit. Really no way that the first baseman could make a good play on that one. More toward the hole than to Bratt. And Plummer aboard with a single. Some of you baseball purists out there are like, okay, so why did you do that rundown thing and sacrifice an out? You could have had the run and 2 runners on and nobody out, instead of 1 on and 1 out and just 1 in. Worley, the catcher at the plate. 1 hopper on the pitch from Shalaski, and it will be an easy stolen base for Plummer, who was going all the way on the play. So Josh in scoring position, 9-3, 1-0 the count, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And Shalaski steps off the rubber. Hawks looking to go to 5-0 on the season. The pitch in the dirt, gets away, and to third goes Plummer, who had a huge lead at second, so it took him hardly any time at all to get down the base path and get over to third. So stolen base to second, wild pitch to third, and 2-0 the count on the catcher, Michael Worley. And Shalaski will call for time. He's not seemed comfortable his entire stint here, coming in relief this inning, the 4th deep run pitcher used tonight. Looks at third, now the 2-0. Strike 1 at the letters. 2-1 the count on Worley. Hanover 9, deep run 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch, swing, and a miss, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll have a complete recap of this game coming up in the new edition of the Hanover Herald Progress on newsstands across the county on Thursday morning. If you're not a subscriber yet, you should be. Go to herald-progress.com. That's herald-progress.com and subscribe today. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Worley, and he's retired. 2 out with Plummer at third. That'll bring up Sisson, who had the huge hit in the second, the bases clearing double. So Sisson at bat with 2 out, Plummer on third, a run in the game at 9-3 Hanover. Jam-packed new edition of sports in the Herald Progress on Thursday. If you live in Hanover County, I hope you subscribe. If you don't, again, herald-progress.com to get our coverage every Thursday. First pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Best coverage you're going to find in newspaper of Hanover County sports every week. In the Herald Progress, year number 137 is Hanover County's paper of record. Shalaski is ready. The 0-1 delivery. Swinging a foul off the screen, right side, and Sisson quickly down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. With 2 out, the bottom of the 6th inning. Deep run in the 7th. Should be 9-1-2. The batters due up. We'll see if we get any pinch hitters. So Wildcats try to get a rally going with 1 shot left. Pitch. Pfister back to the screen. Sisson stays alive at 0-2. 5-0 ahead of the game in Ashland at Patrick Henry Friday night, weather permitting. And again, Deep Run with a loss would go to 2-2, and they've got number 2 Mills Godwin next on Friday. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Those Eagles of Mills Godwin will be here a week from tonight. And it could be number 1 versus number 2 in baseball as well as softball in just a 4-day period, should the week go their way. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Sisson goes down. Outs to wrap up the 6th inning in relief for Shalaski, and we'll go to the top of the 7th inning here on the game of the week with number 1 Hanover holding to the 6-run lead at 9-3. Bragum was working in relief in the 6th. We'll see. I don't believe he's going to come back in the 7th. Looks like we've got a new pitcher in for Hanover to work the 7th inning. And they're going to bring Plummer in from right field. We'll get an inning of work in. And that makes perfect sense if you're Charlie Dragum. You get your guys a little bit of work. It's pitch count now, not innings pitched anymore in terms of how pitchers are handled via the rules of the Virginia High School League. And he's got Patrick Henry on Friday night. And then he doesn't have a game except, between now and next Monday when Mills Godwin comes in. It's just the PH trip on Friday. Hanover will be busy over spring break, but they'll be in the area. They've got a home game on that Monday the 10th. They go to Hickory on Tuesday the 11th. And then, as we mentioned at the outset of the broadcast, Liberty Christian is coming on Thursday, April 13th for a rematch of last year's classic 4A state championship game. And we will have live coverage of that game on our Game of the Week series on April 13th at 6 p.m. Earlier start time than normal. 6 p.m. At 6 o'clock on the 13th of April here on the RVA Sports Network. So Liberty Christian at Hanover. And we mentioned, Hanover's only loss last year came during that spring break trip to South Carolina. So Hanover has not lost in Virginia since the 2015 state semifinal. So Plummer on the hill. And we get started here in the top of the 7th inning. Trying to break in a pair of binoculars that I got for Christmas this year, and they're coming in really handy. Up here in the catbird seat. First pitch swing and a miss. Alex Shannon looking at strike 1. Top of the order, Noonan on deck. 0-1 pitch at the knees for strike 2. And quickly Shannon down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Six runs is what Deep Run needs here. Plummer, the pitch outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, two, Plummer ready, fires. Swing and a miss. And Plummer gets Shannon on strikes. 1 out here in the 7th inning. As number 1 Hanover looks to wrap things up here. Top of the order brings up Nick Noonan. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Next pitch is outside and low. And the count's even at 1-1 strike. It's going to be a dark walk to the parking lot. The lights are off at the football field. 1-1 pitch. Strike two. Fans, we're going to have to get down quickly to the field to do some last-second interviews and whatnot as soon as the game is over. So our close of our broadcast is going to be rather abrupt tonight, and we don't mean it to do it that way, but got to get down and talk to Coach so we can have, of course, this in the Herald Progress first thing Thursday morning. A tapper foul by Noonan keeps him alive at 1-2 strikes here with one out. Plummer gets the sign and works the 1-2. Foul down the right field line. Noonan stays alive at 1-2. Douglas Freeman has just defeated Lee Davis in boys lacrosse tonight. 10-7 the final score. So Freeman gets the sweep of Lee Davis in girls and boys lacrosse this evening. 1-2 strikes, nobody out. And one away here in the seventh for Deep Run. The pitch in the dirt, and it's even at 2-2. Remember to start your day with our new morning mini podcast, AM RVA, available every morning, 6 a.m. Links on Twitter and always posted at the top of RVASportsNetwork.com. All you need to know for the day ahead in less than 4 minutes. 2-2 swing and a miss. And another strikeout for Josh Plummer. And Deep Run down to their final out. And that'll bring up the catcher. With 2 out, nobody on. Nope, check that. There's going to be a pinch hitter. They're sending up Adam Brooks to pinch hit for Hardy. With 2 out and nobody on here in the seventh and down 6. First pitch is high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. This is the start of our second week of AM RVA Morning Mini Podcasts. We thank everybody who's been downloading and listening on their way to work, on the way to school, while you're getting ready. 1-0 pitch coming. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The one way you can get high school sports news, the latest other sports headlines from overnight, a look ahead at the day's schedule. We check the weather for you as well, and we do it every morning in under 4 minutes. So we don't waste your time, and we get you ready for the day ahead. 3-0 now as Plummer goes high on the next pitch. That's AM RVA, our new morning mini podcast from the RVA Sports Network, available 6 o'clock weekday mornings. Links on Twitter across our Twitter network, and it's always posted at the top of RVASportsNetwork.com. Next pitch, ball 4. We'll grab a quick 2-out walk and keep the evening alive as we get another pinch hitter. Number 14, J.T. Walters will come to the plate. And the game at 9-3. Two hours and 35 minutes now, the length of this one. First pitch misses high for ball 1. If the weather holds tomorrow and we're able to have Twitter coverage of that girls' tennis showdown, Deep Run Mills Godwin on Henrico Sports at 4:30, we're going to hang out at Godwin afterwards for some girls' soccer action too. Next pitch fouled back towards us and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. We've got a few places we're thinking about going Wednesday night. Haven't made our decision yet, but of course we'll have live Twitter coverage somewhere. And Thursday right now, we're scheduled to be back right here at Hanover for girls lacrosse against Patrick Henry. Swinging another foul, that one this time to the dugout at Deep Run, and everybody had to go heads up there. And the Hawks are 1 strike away. 9-3, runner at first. Plummer trying to work the 7th and wrap things up for number 1 Hanover. Walters is ready. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that will do it. Plummer strikes out the side, gives up a walk, but Hanover goes to 5-0 on the season with the final score tonight, Hawks 9, and Deep Run 3. Wildcats go to 2-2 on the year. Number 1 Hanover is now 5-0. Hawks' next matchup is Friday night, weather permitting, at Patrick Henry. And Deep Run next has to play number 2 Mills Godwin. And that, too, is going to be on Friday if the weather holds. And if it does, our next game of the week broadcast is Friday at 7 Eastern. Number 1 versus number 2 in softball at Lee Davis, 7 o'clock Friday night on our YouTube channel. Would be remiss if we did not finish up tonight by sending this broadcast out to a very good friend and colleague who's going to be going under the knife tomorrow. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend, and we know you're going to be fine and back with us very soon. Tonight's game of the week, an exclusive presentation of the RVA Sports Network, solely intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of tonight's broadcast without the express written consent of HCS Media LLC is strictly prohibited. For everyone at the network, Rob Witham saying thanks so much for being with us. Hanover, your winner tonight, 9-3. Talk to you tomorrow morning on AM RVA.